So I watched this guy, he's called Jimmy Dore. Um, the Jimmy Dore show, he's some American guy. You know what I mean? He talks about like various topics and that, like what's going around when like governments and people's politicians, police, and when, you know what, when people get caught out fucking around with the system and lying and corruption and all, that's what it basically chats about. So what you're going to notice if you pay close attention, and for the people that don't notice little things, you're noticing he's got his tongue stuck out. Yeah? And I've had various videos, yeah, where I showcase that certain people in YouTube always stick the tongue out, you get me? Obviously to the casual eye you won't notice it. You get me? If there's a reason for you to pay attention, you will. But to the casual person, you won't notice it. You get me? Because most people don't pay attention to minor details. But what he said before he stuck his tongue out was, oh, Trump lies a lot. So obviously this felt like a kind of personal attack on me, with mixed with a little bit of paranoia, but mixed with a little bit of pattern recognition. You get me? So obviously, to most people, it's paranoia. But for me, it's pattern recognition. It's similar behaviors from various people that I watch on YouTube, different channels, who tend to say certain little things, you know what I mean, that I kind of feel personally attacked. You get me? And they always stick the tongue out after they say certain things. So I'll play what he said first, yeah, and then I'll explain. So if you go back literally 4 seconds in, the Jimmy Dore live show.
So you know how they say Trump's a big liar, right? Because he lies a lot.
Right, and, there it is. So that's what he said. So obviously I've been saying that somebody's monitoring my device, and the only people that can have access to your devices legally would be the government. Yeah? The government has various different branches. The reason why I personally say the government is because I don't exactly know how to identify these people. I don't know what actual corporation, division, or who they are, yeah? They are anonymous or covert, yeah? That's the nice way to say it, yeah? So they're clearly watching what I'm doing. They're clearly monitoring everything I watch, do, say, yeah? And what they're doing is going around and telling selected people and selective people certain things to inject into their content. And like I say, I obviously notice it over a period of years because certain things have gone on in and around my life, and my personal experience has triggered me off to start taking notice of certain things more than the average person would do. Most people would look at it and say, you're just paranoid, mental illness. Yeah, but then there are other people that's going to say, well, if you can find consistent proof of this over and over, then there might be something actually going on. The people who are actually going to say and go straight to paranoia, you can say they might indirectly have something to do with what is going on at the same time. But like I said, because I'm saying certain things online about the British government, the LGBT community, sometimes I sprinkle a little bit of Jews in there, and a little bit of Asians in there, and a little bit of blacks in there, and a little bit of things about people from Manchester City, England, UK. You know what I mean? So it's like they're trying to use these content creators to psychologically pressure me and harass me to make me feel a certain way and self-conscious. You know what I mean? So rather than suing me for defamation of saying certain things about the British government, they're trying to use these people to get me to shut up, because it's a personal attack, it's a scripted attack that only you that have certain experiences and knowledge wouldn't realize and even feel like it's aimed at you one way or the other, you get me? Because that's what it's really about, is to let you feel like it's aimed at you, let you feel personally attacked, and then they can disguise it as paranoia because 20, 30 years ago, so-called schizophrenics used to believe the TV is talking to them. And what actually was going on, it wasn't the TV that was talking to them. There are certain people in society, yeah, who wants to mess around with you psychologically, and they'll know the programs that you watch and go and corrupt the people within the program, the producers, the writers, and the actors to do certain things that will trigger off that individual because they watch the programs religiously, and that will trigger them off. And then the government and the mental health service and the psychiatrist can come and say you're just paranoid, you get me, and then they label you as a delusional schizophrenic. The problem what they're going to have, because we live in modern times, yeah, this ain't the fucking HBO, BBC or CNN. Where back in the day it was much harder to prove the connection. This is YouTube. Content creators are easily accessible by anyone that wants to access them. So the problem you have now, you're still living in the old world to believe these tactics can be done. So paranoia, coincidence, I'm calling it pattern recognition. You get me? Those who oppose to what I'm saying is gonna say paranoia. Those who agree is gonna say pattern recognition. It's all about how you describe what you do, think and feel and say. But anyone that's going to oppose with me, I'm going to automatically say, well, you're a supporter. And vice versa, anybody that supports me or agrees with me, they're going to say I'm a supporter. The problem is, any of my supporters probably will find yourself in a courthouse going to prison for conspiracy against the British government because that's what they're actually trying to do. So this, I'm labeling it as pattern recognition. Yeah, and I'll keep moving on. I don't do it every day. I don't do it all the time because, like, who can be asked doing that every minute? You get me? It happens all the time, but sometimes I do it because look at this old white man. You get me? I choose certain people and I know who to choose and why to choose them. But look at his age. Yeah, he covers serious topics, stuff like that. Why would he be just sticking in just random tongue out in a video? It's strange. So I've got various people from FIFA content creators, random shit, you get me? So you're going to have to get everyone on YouTube to just do it now. Have you got the power to let everyone do it now? Yeah? The whole YouTube content creator to do things like that can justify that it's just mainly paranoia. Because that's the only way you'd be able to justify it. If there's only a small group of people that I watch, yeah, whether they are subscribed to or recommendations, it's easy for me to prove it's a pattern because that's what a conspiracy is, a pattern. And that's how police recognize conspiracies and recognize serial killers and recognize what they call motive of operation. It is pattern recognition. So what you're finding here, Mr. Fish, and your little gay community who is hiding behind the police, the British government, legislation, bureaucracy. Since I'm chatting shit about the British government, yeah, sue me for defamation. They say be careful what you wish for, but unfortunately, that would be your mistake, not mine.